Hi, I'm Mike, one of the service technicians here at Climatech. I'm here to show you a couple of basic operations of the EST3 fire alarm system. I want to go over a couple of definitions for just a second here. First, what are the different conditions of the alarm? We have a trouble condition, which is the lowest priority, a supervisory condition, which is the next level up, an actual alarm condition, which will evacuate the building, and also a water flow condition. So those four main conditions are things that we talk about when we interface with the panel. Now, if you have a trouble condition on your panel, that means you might have something as simple as a loose wire somewhere, or there may be a dead battery in a power supply, or something of that nature. And when you come to a panel that's beeping and has a flashing light on it and says it's in trouble, you can press the panel silence button, which will silence any noise here at the panel. And you can press the trouble checkmark button down below the screen, and that will scroll through any number of different troubles that may be on the fire panel itself. Now, you don't want to get into the habit of pressing an alarm silence button, because an alarm silence button is going to actually stop your horns and strobes from operating. Now, when you get into a situation where you have an unwanted alarm, you may be called out to a site that the alarm is actually sounding. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that to you now by spraying a little bit of smoke into this detector, and that's going to cause an alarm condition here. Okay, so now we have horns and strobes, we have an alarm condition, a red light on the panel, and we can panel silence to make this panel quiet, but we don't want to press the alarm silence until we know for certain where that alarm is coming from and if it's an unwanted alarm or not. If somebody burned the popcorn, then we know that we can go ahead and alarm silence. If the microwave is on fire, then we'll let the fire department deal with it from there. And that's where your job is over at this point. But let's say somebody burned the popcorn, so we're going to go ahead and alarm silence, and that will stop the audibles from ringing. Now, you may still have strobes, but the alarm will remain silent. That's just a warning for everybody. Once you know where the cause of the alarm is and you've resolved the cause, or you've cleaned out the smoke detector, or you've reset the pull station that somebody knocked off the wall or whatever, once you've resolved your alarm condition, then you can reset. Now, it's important to know that not every button push will create an instant action. Things take a little bit of time. Okay, it's a very large system, and there's a lot of communication going on with all the components out in the field. So just be patient. Don't continue to hit different buttons hoping that you're going to do something. Panel silence, again, is the first thing that you'll want to do. That way you can collect your thoughts and take a look at the display on the screen, and it will tell you what what's either in trouble or supervisory or alarm. And just be patient as you activate the things that you need to do. Now, supervisory condition is something I haven't talked to you about yet. A supervisory is something like a valve that might be shut, or a duct smoke detector that might be activated. That's kind of a medium level thing to look at. It won't necessarily cause an audible alarm like we experienced just a little bit ago, but it will cause a condition to occur on the fire panel. So I'm going to simulate a tamper switch on a sprinkler riser. Okay. Now, right now I have a supervisory that's lit. I can press the little check mark on the panel and it will tell me that the supply store fire sprinkler tamper switch is activated. Okay. And that's something that you can go and you can look at the riser, the sprinkler riser that is indicated on the fire panel, and check to see that somebody hasn't shut the water off to your building, or maybe that you know, a piece of equipment or something was run into the tamper switch. Okay, so with this, panel silence is the only button that you need to mess with. Alarm silence isn't going to do anything for you, and reset won't do anything for you either unless you have resolved the problem. So if you fix the tamper switch, a lot of times it will clear itself. In this case it has. So hopefully that goes through really some of the basics that, that you'll need to know. Again, panel silence if you have just a beeping or a trouble condition. Alarm silence only after you've determined that your alarm condition is an unwanted one. And reset only works after you've resolved the field problem. That should do it. Thanks for your time.